You know what they say? You can't have it all. Well, to believe it or no, it's up to you. My favorite quote of all times by Henry Ford says, "Whether you think that you can or you think you cannot, you are right." The hero of our today's story believes that he can. Stay with us to hear his amazingly inspiring story. Give big thumbs up to this video if you like it and subscribe to my channel to have Drive for Life. Varun stays in his dream city. He has a fantastic job and he's married to a woman of his dream. Unbelievable, right? How can one man have everything what he wishes for? Varun spent 5 years of his childhood in Dubai and then he left back to India. Major part of his life he lived in India, but he never forgot Dubai and he was always dreaming to come back and live here. Dubai is a dream city for many, including myself. But how many of those dreamers actually get to live here? Let's talk to Varun and find it out. Hey Varun!
Assalamualaikum Julia, Kefalikum Tamam.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be here. You know, I'm so happy to be a part of this session right now. I'm really feeling fortunate. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to host you here. So, Varun, tell us your story. What magical force brought you to Dubai after these many years of waiting?
Okay, you know, to answer your question, so I've been working in the quality assurance field in the IT industry for 10 plus years, and the chances for me to come to Dubai in this line of work, they are, you know, very bleak, you know. So I kind of resigned to the fact that I'll be working in India mostly, you know. And just when these thoughts of despair came into my mind, something very wonderful happened. Okay, I got to know that one of my former managers is heading a project in Dubai. Okay, and coincidentally, it was my 5th year in my company. So, using that as a very memorable opportunity, I decided to meet my manager, thank him, you know, for all his mentorship during my initial years, okay, in the company. And I also told him that, hey, you know, I think you're heading a project in Dubai, and what do you know? I have a very good exposure with Dubai. You know, I had my childhood in Dubai. I'm familiar with the local language, Arabic, you know, and I'm very excited for an opportunity in Dubai. You know?
So basically you promoted yourself in front of him. You used this opportunity to make him understand that you are a person who would suit to come to fill in this position, whatever it was.
Exactly. My luck was such that somebody was actually sent to Dubai from my company just after about a month of this discussion. But something very strange happened, or very peculiar happened. That person failed his medical test, and because of that, he was sent back to India, and I replaced him in Dubai. And the first time when I got to know of this, I was really shocked. You know, I was like, what? Is this really happening? You know, or is this some, you know, tease from the universe, you know? And thankfully my father at the time was very supportive of me. He was, you know, ensuring that I'm not panicking, you know, that my sanity is in check, you know. And he was just ensuring that, okay, now just finish all the formalities and inshallah you will be there. And lo behold, I landed in Dubai and I pinched myself. I was like, wow, I'm finally here.
Your dream came true.
Yeah, this has finally happened, you know. And I'm here not just as that small child who was innocently playing cricket, but I'm here on a professional work assignment, and that also for the Ministry of Health and Prevention. How cool is that? Yeah,
I know, yeah.
so the key takeaway over here is you have to be on the lookout for any opportunity. You should sniff for opportunities. You see, it is not just wishful thinking. So in my case, I got to hear from somebody that there's an opportunity, and then I acted upon it. And after acting upon it, I marketed myself in such a way that the opposite person becomes confident that yes, this guy is the right person for this job and he can do it. So yes, search for those opportunities and kill it.
I totally agree with you, Varun. So I think the most important thing when you have a dream, when you have a goal, is to put right energy into it, right? Not just to sit and wait for opportunity, but okay, you have to look for opportunity, but you have to also try to create it for yourself and be confident enough to go and grab it. Correct?
Correct, yes.
So now once you grabbed your opportunity, I mean, partially grabbed and partially you created it for yourself. Yes. And you got this fantastic job. Can you please tell us a little bit about it? We are really interested to know.
So I'm basically doing a consulting role, okay? My parent company sent me to Dubai to assist our client, the Ministry of Health and Prevention, okay? We are helping them implement a program which is devised by the World Health Organization. This program is called National Health Workforce Account. My job essentially involves a lot of statistical researching, a lot of collaboration with different stakeholders across the UAE, and a lot of reporting, okay? And a very major milestone has happened. For the first time in the Middle East or in the UAE, the National Health Workforce Account report has been completed for a single year. This has never happened before for the country, so it's a major milestone. And this particular report, it's been uploaded on the ministry's official open data site, as well as hard copy report books are disseminated with multiple ministries and local authorities who are who contributed to this.
Yeah, and I know that you were the person who were responsible for it, right?
Yes, I was primarily responsible, but I had to do a lot of collaboration with a host of internal and external stakeholders. So yes.
Fantastic, my congratulations.
Again, shukran jazeelan.
So Varun, seems like your life flows pretty smooth, achievement after achievement. Wow. And I also know that you got married to a woman of your dream. This is also some fairy tale magical story. Can you please tell us about it?
Absolutely, Julia. So this is no less than a Bollywood movie or a fairy tale, okay? So back in the day, I decided to learn French, okay? I wanted to break the monotony of my professional life by doing something different. And I knew this will not be of any use to me because I'm in India. Who am I going to really speak, in French with? And by chance, me and my to-be wife at the time, we met using the meetup.com application, okay? And we decided to practice French. Now her French was really good and mine was passable. So we met, we definitely practiced French, and we had a good time conversing with each other. So that one initial meeting led to a few more meetings, but then she went to a different city to work. But we continued conversing, telephonically majorly, yeah. And our bond over time, over a period of few months, became stronger and stronger with each passing day. And then after about a year or so, I had a eureka moment. I was thinking, I'm looking out for a girl to get married, and I'm having a great time with her. I trust her. I got a vision, like maybe this should be translated into a marriage. So then I articulated this vision to her, and she kicked me and did not be receptive to this at all. And she basically said that she has many limitations or constraints, due to which she feels that we should not take this relationship to the next stage. It should remain just as friendship, So obviously
But you were persistent.
Exactly. So I could get a sense that she may not want to advance our relationship to the next level, but she values the relationship immensely, the friendship, Okay, we have fought quite a bit about this, and her vacation time was coming, so I recommended to her, come to Dubai, we can at least enjoy ourselves as friends over here, and she agreed. Not immediately, but she agreed.
So all roads lead to Dubai.
Exactly. I mean, Dubai, look at the amount of things Dubai has done for me. So she came to Dubai to meet me, and I took her to all the awesome places, Global Village, Miracle Garden, you name it, all the beaches, all the parks and everything. And she spent so much time with me physically this time that she could actually gauge the sincerity and authenticity of my feelings, Previously, it was a purely telephonic relationship, but now it's so much more tangible because I'm next to her, So she was able to very clearly understand that yes, the same guy who was pestering me for so long, he really had strong feelings for me, and voila, we got married 2 months after that.
Oh my god, this sounds just absolutely fantastic. So what I understand from this story of yours is that to make your dream come true, you first have to have a very clear and strong vision, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. And also what I understand from you is that intuition plays a big role in all of your ventures, that you always listen to your intuition, and the moment this impulse comes, you follow the impulse.
Absolutely.
That's great. So Varun, tell us which qualities a man should have to make all his dreams come true?
Very good question, Julia. So this may sound cliched, but it's a reality. The key qualities that any person should possess in order to make their dreams a reality, people should have qualities like focus, determination, patience, and perseverance. You know, sometimes we get so bogged down by the long term goal, okay, or a particular vision or a goal, that we forget that it's a daily battle. You cannot be bogged down if you're not getting that fruit on that very day. For example, I always wanted to work abroad, okay, but for 10 years I was not getting that opportunity. Despite that, company after company, project after project, I was delivering, working hard, and doing my deeds well. And there will always be bouts of depression, dejection, low self-esteem, and other such negative emotions, and it's perfectly fine if they come. That's what makes you humble and human. This should not be prolonged. You have to come out of these things. And how do you do that? There are multiple ways. So for example, during the period I was not getting a foreign assignment, okay, and I was getting frustrated maybe, or dejected because I was just not getting any good quality work, what would I do? I would resort to my guitar. I would just play something. I would play this, and immediately I'm rejuvenated. My focus has come back. I'm feeling confident again. And even sometimes, for example, I would go play my favorite sport, table tennis. Again, when I'm dejected, despondent, things are not working out for me, I go to the table tennis table and I give a backhand smash. Bam. Again, I'm back. I'm enthusiastic. I'm confident. It's amazing. Yeah. So activities will help you come out of these periods. And now the most important thing, my father, my greatest mentor, whatever success I've achieved in my life, it's all thanks to him. He has been an immense motivating force behind any success, as I've said, that I've achieved in my life. So what I want to emphasize over here is that you need a very good support system, be it your family, your friends, even your colleagues for that matter. It's very important to fall back upon these people during these times of abject adversity. Yes.
Okay, what you're saying makes sense. It's fantastic. So you mentioned that one of your favorite activities is playing music. It would be lovely to hear one small piece of something if you could play it for us. So what story of Varun teaches us? To make your dream come true, you have to, first of all, have a very clear and strong vision. Second of all, you have to believe in yourself. Show a little bit of self-confidence. Of course, you will have times when you're low, when you are depressed, and when you don't see the light in the end of the tunnel. In these times, you have to do a little bit of uplifting activities, in a sense of you have to lift your mood by doing something which you find pleasure in. That's all. Very simple, guys, right? So, use our tips, make your dreams come true, and I will see you soon.